What is up, my Lorcana Goons? Welcome back to the Lorcana Goons channel. My name is Kevin. You're watching the Monday Market Watch. I hope you guys are doing well. So if you like the content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it does support the channel. So looky here, we're in May. We're officially done with set championships now. We can finally see what's going on with the Rockstar promo Enchanted stitches. Now we can see the true price that the FOMO has kind of calmed down. If you didn't win one or you wanted to buy one, there's definitely a couple more in circulation and we can see it in the price. So they were selling for more than $700 easy within the first 2 weeks, even as high as $800 in some of the more recent comps. And today we can find them for as low as $640. There's the recent comp on TCG Player for a near mint. If you want the lowest verified though, you're gonna have to pay around $700 for a near mint, but there are some sellers that have it a near mint for around $650 still. You can find those if you want a little bit of a discount, but I would still say like around $700, not really $800 though, like it was in those first 2 weeks. And I'm pretty sure that's it, right? Like, we're not going to be able to get a stitch like this anymore in the future of Lorcana, unless they happen to print these again for another set championship. But to my understanding, this was the Inklands set championship promo. So as far as I'm concerned, you're not going to be able to win these anymore. This past weekend, there was another set championship tournament in Southern California. So that one was pretty huge, but that was like the last time you could have gotten a stitch. I didn't enter, but I know some people who did, so congrats to everybody. So I'm sure some other shops around the world probably did the same thing. They had to push theirs the following week because of like a COVID outbreak or something. So like I'm pretty sure like their whole staff got sick or something. So you know, I'm pretty sure they weren't the only shop to do that. So like now this week, I would consider this week the official like week where you're no longer gonna see these in like an increase in circulation or population really. So yeah, they are selling for just a little bit less, but I do still feel like this card has high potential as the first Lorcana prize card ever. In fact, I do want to jump here to the PSA 10 that sold over the weekend. We left off on Friday looking at this PSA 10 Rockstar stitch that was in auction. They had like 10 bids or something like that when we last looked at it, and it was like at $2,000+ and it ended up selling for $3,500 at 59 bids. This was on May the 4th, so I believe that was Saturday, right? Yeah, May 4th, Saturday. So yeah, man, 59 bids. 59 people bid on this card, and somebody paid $3,500 for the PSA 10 version of this Enchanted promo Rockstar stitch. And since then, plenty of sales happening still on eBay. This is 130 point, by the way. It tracks eBay sales. So as you can see here, one sold today in an auction. Number of bids, 2 bids for $700. Another one as well, $760. That one was 3 bids. Another one for $700. That was best offer accepted. And another one in 12 bids, $735. So I would still for sure ask for more than $700, or at least $700 the lowest if you're trying to get rid of your stitch. By the way, there's 2 PSA 10 stitches that sold over the weekend. This other one here sold for $3,500. It was a best offer accepted. This one wasn't even in bids. This was just straight up best offer accepted for $3,500. So, and if you want a PSA 10 stitch, the only listing available right now is going to be a PSA 9 Rockstar stitch. It's $2,195. That's the listing price. That's what it's at today. We can even go as far as to check the PSA database. Shout out my brother for showing me how to do this actually. So here's the 2024 Disney Lorcana promo stitch Rockstar championship prize. We can check the population. If we look here, there's 8. There's 1 that's a PSA 8 in population. There's 5 PSA 9s. There's 7 Gem 10s. So there's 7 PSA 10s in PSA's population that we can see here. 2 of those are the ones that sold through eBay. So if you have the other 5 somewhere, you know, they're not online. You can't find them, at least for sale anyways. And then like I said, there's 5 PSA 9s. One of those is being listed on eBay, and there's 1 PSA 8. So that's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. I like that you can check the population too. So if you want a graded Rockstar stitch, there isn't that many available, so I would say maybe grade your own if you already won one, you know, unless you want to pay like an extra premium price right now, because you know usually we see the PSA 9 Lorcana Enchanted rares reflect the raw price, and the raw price for this stitch is not $2,000. You know, you can buy the raw for around $700, and I think most most sellers on TCG Player Online don't prioritize trying to capitalize on grading their cards if they look like it's gonna get a 10. I would say most trading card game sellers don't really prioritize that. So the odds of you getting like a nice one, I think is pretty not low. I think it's really more based off of like how it was handled by whichever LGS it was received by and whatnot. So if you are curious and you do want to buy a Rockstar Stitch, while they're kind of coming down just a little bit in price, you can find them, like I said, lowest verified for 700 basically for by Over the Top Games LLC, and then some unverified sellers have it on TCG Player for closer to 650, just a little bit cheaper than 700. And let me know down below what you guys think about like the PSA stitches. We're obviously going to see more in the next couple of weeks because there was two rounds, 2 weekends, 2 actual full weeks of tournaments to give these out. So I imagine these PSA stitches are the ones from the first week of set championships, and we're going to see more in the population within the next couple of weeks because of the second week of championships. Right? There's more stitches, so we're just going to be more PSAs as well. So in my opinion, if you do want like a graded Rockstar Stitch, but you don't want to pay this price right here for a PSA 9 or even like 3,500 for a PSA 10, give it some time. I'm sure there's going to be more in the population very soon. And since we're on Enchanteds and population, I know, we don't want to hear it, but we're gonna go over it anyways. Enchanted Elsa, kind of still coming down in price. I wouldn't say still coming down in price, but definitely chilling at this $1,200 price point. If we look at the sales, that a couple sold over the weekend. 2 yesterday selling for $1,200 basically, $11.99 with 45 cents and $11.99 with 50 cents, and then another one selling a BGS 9 selling on May 4th. Actually, for $1,175. It's not bad actually. A BGS 9 is kind of cool. I think BGS is a nice grading company. And another Elsa selling for $1,195. So $1,200 is what they're selling at. We do have some non-verified sellers who have you for a little bit more of a discount. So if you want to trust their game Loop, who has an 85% sellers rating, you know what I mean. But you don't have to pay $1,200. You would pay $1,020 with $5 shipping. So you'd be saving $150, but you don't really get this 100% satisfaction rating from like PCB Hobby, who has you for $1,200. So I think most sellers are gonna respect the bigger the bigger sellers to dictate the pricing. So Elsa's still gonna be around $1,200 this week, but it's starting to get really competitive. There's still a lot being listed. There's 32 listings, and like I mentioned, there's a couple people who have them for a little bit less. So we might start seeing more listings come up, especially with these restocks. It wasn't like a huge restock though either. I feel like the restocks that the LGS has got for the set championship week were pretty small, and if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like they were sold out, if not by the first week, definitely by the second week, because I do not see anybody advertising for chapter restocks anymore after that weekend of big tournament play and price support and players coming in and wanting to buy more booster packs or booster boxes. Like, I don't see any first chapter anymore. So I don't know. I mean, this might be it until they announce an actual reprint, but in terms of the restock, that wave was pretty small. Set championships are over, so I don't really I don't really see any more like of the prices coming down anytime soon, like too drastically, unless people just get impatient and want to get rid of cards. But usually what also happens during like a set change, like because we're leaving Inklands and we're going into set 4, cards fall in price. That usually happens like whenever we're transitioning from set 3 to set 4 or something. We're gonna see cards fall in price. Some other price dips today. I want to go over Cinderella Ballroom Sensation sales happening for around $370 today, $369. One for $490, which is kind of wild. It's a huge difference. Another one for $369 over the weekend, $454, $450. Actually kind of crazy if they were selling for more than $400 when just today they were starting to see the sales at around $350. Today though, the lowest verified is going to be $449 by C&D TCG shop. And if you want to pay a little bit less, you can get it from Long Life Repairs for $365 if you want to check that out. Next up, Bell, strange but special, $366 is the lowest listing by an unverified seller. If you want to go through a verified seller though, around $400 is what you're going to be expected to pay. Cinnabar Collectibles, shout out you guys. So still around a $400 Enchanted rare, especially during these restocks. I would have thought these prices were coming down a little bit more, but it's not looking like it. So I'm pretty impressed. I remember when Bell was sitting at $300, and now it's been sitting at $400, and it has not come down really much less. So that's pretty cool to see, because I still have my Bell from when I pulled it in the first like month of Lorcana. I feel like Morph has been picking up in not only price, just overall popularity. There's like a lot of sales movement for Morph since the beginning of April. He's gone up from like 115 to all the way like 140. As you can see here, sales happening today: 144, 141, 135 over the weekend. Really close to that 140 to 150 range. And today, lowest verified is going to be by Brady the Greatest for 125. They have 6 of them, but like right after that, they immediately jump to Good Guy TCG $144. So Brady the Greatest has them like at a discount right now. So if you do want your morphs, I think that's like the cheapest you're gonna find them for a while, because like I said, right after that, 145, 150, 160 by the Lorcana Mama. So you can see right here, you know, this card kind of climbing up in price, and I do feel like Morph just gets better over time, right? Like there's no reason to not respect the card like Morph. I like Sisu a lot as an enchanted rare. Like if you're collecting the enchanted, this is a really nice one. I was pretty surprised that this price shot up and just never came back down, because they were selling for around less than $100 in the beginning of April. I would say even like close to $90 at one point, like 100 to 115, and they've shot up to like 160. They haven't moved. They've been chilling at like 160. We have some recent sales selling 164, 169, 176 even in late April. They have come down just a little bit, but you can still find the near mint lowest verified today for 164 by Clean Trading Cards. CEG Alpina has you for 164 right after that as well. Sisu close to $200 now, which is cool. All right, but that's enough for the Enchanteds. I want to go over some meta staples, and now that we're coming to an end of the Inklands format, we're getting close to the Ursula's Return set 4 with a new Lorcana cards coming out, new set coming out. We're gonna have new decks to play, so you're gonna start asking yourself, what should I build? What am I gonna take to locals starting May 17th? You know, what cards should I be holding on to and getting rid of? And a lot of the cards in general that have been dominating the format, we're gonna see either slowly get cycled out of the format, or we're gonna see cards come into this new format that we never thought were gonna be good. Usually what ends up happening is people start thinking like, oh, this card is bad, and then the card price just starts coming down because nobody knows what to play, and then once everyone figures out what the meta is, the prices shoot back up. So yeah, like cards like Beast Tragic Hero, who used to be like $55-$60, we're gonna see coming down in price just a little bit today. You can find them for around $40 with $5 shipping. If you want to go through some unverified sellers, we have plenty here for around $40 with $5 shipping. Lowest verified though is going to be by Card League for $49.99 right here, so still closer to around $50. But like I said, you can probably get them for a little $40 to $50, and not the format is ending, and a lot of people are kind of switching up their decks. Unless you're going to Atlanta, the Lorcana Challenge in Atlanta, it might, you know, the format might be done for you, and you probably might not have a reason to continue playing the exact same deck list you're playing right now, you know? But I think cards like Beast Tragic Hero are not going to be bad next format. You know, this card is just really good. It was good in Rise of the Floodborn. It's good in Into the Inklands, and I definitely think it's going to be good in Ursula's Return. So if you do want to get a foil, right now the foils are as low as $75. Lowest verified, Super Games Ink Pro, $75.97. That's with shipping included. Ursula, Deceiver of All, sticking around this almost $40 price, $37.99 with $3 shipping by K&K. That's going to be the lowest verified for a non-foil Ursula, Deceiver of All. Pretty hyped for next format. I'm excited to see what this card does next format and see what the ruling is like. If you want them in foil, the lowest verified for the foil is only $51, only $10 more for the foil than non-foil. So you can find those online right now for just, you know, $10 more, and at the chance that we do get reprints, they're gonna print the errata correctly, and then these might even be more expensive, right? So like in a perfect world, you collect cold foil Ursula Deceiver of Alls like right now, and then next format, not only do they reprint Inklands so that they actually say Dreamborn, so we have the Storyborns, and the cold foil Storyborn Ursulas are going to be like, oh, you know, Prince Error and whatnot. And then on top of that, Ursula is going to also be really good next format, because you're going to be able to sing together with this Ursula and sing your songs twice. So it's like a double whammy. You know what I mean? You're going to have the Ursula speak because they already reprinted it, and you're gonna have Ursulas because the card's gonna be broken next format because of the ruling. At least that's what would happen in an ideal perfect world if you're like buying Ursulas, or or if you're somebody who wants like a playset of Ursulas because you think the Emerald deck is gonna be good next format. Like me, I think Emerald is gonna be really good next format. So I have my Ursulas already, and then I'm just not letting them go. If anything, right now that they're $50 for the cold foils, I really want to work on trading my way up to getting cold foil Ursulas, because I only have one cold foil and I have non-foils. So if I can make those non-foils cold foils, I would be very satisfied with myself. Robin Hood, Champion of Sherwood, around $40 today. Lowest verified is going to be GX Collectibles for $37.99, which is cool to see. Love it. Not as expensive as it was at the peak of the format. So if you're looking for some of these cards for your next format deck, right now they're still pretty cheap. I've been saying this for the last couple market watches. The cards are cheap right now. Look at this cold foil Robin Hood, only about $5 more if you want to go through a non-verified seller compared to the foil. $45 for the cold foil when the non-foils are $40. Going by lowest verified though, it's going to be $46 with $2 shipping, so around $48. Still not that much, still not that big a difference. If you want a cold foil Robin Hood, you're not paying more than $10 for it compared to the non-foil, so just grab the cold foils, right? Maleficent Monstrous Dragon coming down in price again in this format. Wow, it's back at $25. This dragon just been going up and down, up and down. There's a little roller coaster. Also, TCG Player changed their line graph. I don't like that you can't see the cold foils in comparison anymore. Like, I have to switch it and then see the cold foil line graph separately. So that's kind of lame. But anyways, as you can see here, these dragons have been selling all day for $25, $25.50, $25.50, $24.50. Cold foil selling for $85. So that's cool to see. Less than 100. Lowest verified today for the dragon, $27 with $1.50 shipping, around $27 to $28 for this Maleficent Monsters dragon. It was down here before. Look at this, in February they were as low as $20, and they shot back up because they were just good in the format, and I think it's gonna happen again next format. I think people are gonna still probably play Ruby Sapphire Popsicle, Ruby Amethyst, and if we still have a control dominant format, this card's gonna be used. But in the meantime, it's on sale, $25, no longer $40 like it was. We have Scar. This is an interesting one because I feel like Scar became popular like just recently towards the end of the format, so I'm kind of like I mean, it's $13 right now, almost $15. If you're going through verified sellers, you're paying $15.49. Lowest verified by Woobury Collectibles, which is cool because I like Scar. I think Scar is a great card. The thing though, the issue for me with this card is that it like shot up in price towards the end of the format. Like, there's only 2 weeks left for the Inklands format before we start playing with new cards. So if I were to order this today, there's no guarantee that I will get this on my doorstep by the time Ursula's Return hits the shelves of my LGS, and by that point I might not even need Scar for my deck. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, like, yeah, the price today makes sense, but like, unless you're 100% sure that you're gonna play your Scars next month, maybe don't pay this much for this card. At least I wouldn't. And unless you have like like a huge tournament this weekend, or like I said, you're going to the Atlanta Challenge like I am. If I need Scars for the Atlanta Challenge, and we're already headed into Ursula's Return format, I'm gonna buy my Scars. I'm more so talking like if you don't really plan on playing any big Lorcana tournaments or whatever, and you were considering adding Scar to one of your decks because you saw like a deck list or something, just know in 2 weeks all of our decks are gonna look a lot different. We might not even be playing Scar anymore, but I do think Scar is really good in any format that can play locations. I do want to go over the cold foils for this dude because they're listed pretty high now, and I feel bad because I sold mine pretty cheap. Lowest verified today for the cold foil Scar is going to be $37.59, almost $40 for this cold foil. Check this out, there's only 6 listings left, so they start to climb pretty high pretty soon. After these first in the 30s, they get to $45 already. The last one's at $50. Scar is going to jump up in price in the next 2 weeks, and then when the new sets come out and nobody's playing Scar, it's going to come back down. That's what I'm thinking. Mufasa also climbing up in price just a little bit, seeing a lot more popularity this format. Love to see it. No longer $10. Lowest verified today is going to be, that's a light plate, 13. No, we want a near mint. Near mint, 1370 by Skynet for the Mufasa. So it's about a $12 to $13 legendary now. The cold foils are still lowest verified, 25.85 by Prodigy Games. That's cool to see. Cold foil Elsa Spirit of Winters have been coming down in price. So if you've been wanting to add this to like your cold foil princess collection or something, the restocks have made this card come down in price. They were selling for around 50 to 45-ish dollars, and now they're a little bit less than 40. You can find them. North Arch Games lowest verified today for $38.99 for your Elsa Spirit of Winter cold foils, alongside Mickey Mouse Brave Little Tailor, another collectible cold foil from the first chapter that has also been coming down in price pretty drastically. $59 is what they're selling at now. 2 Mana Dorks has you right here, $59, lowest verified. These were selling for around $90 to $100 at one point, and if you felt like you missed out and you couldn't get them because those were too high, today they're on a significant discount, and I do think this is probably the lowest we're going to see it, because like I said, those restocks, they're gone already, and I don't know if we're ever going to get any more. Lucky Dime is less than 10 bucks right now, and I do think this card's going to be good next format. This card's probably going to be good in any format. So right now, $7.20 with $1 shipping by Izzy's Comics is the lowest verified. If you want to add a Lucky Dime to your deck and you're going to plan on playing Sapphire next format, the cold foils are still as low as $13.38 with $1.22 shipping, so around $15 for a cold foil Lucky Dime. Verdita still really cheap. This card being used in the Mufasa purple deck that got top 16 in the tournament this weekend. Make sure you go watch our video from over the weekend going over those deck lists. The lowest verified is going to be $6.20 by Lorcana Golden Lady. Love to see it. I think this card's pretty good. I think this card's going to start seeing some sales movement as well. Whole New World, definitely something you're going to want in your deck if you're playing Steel. This format, next format, they used to be basically $20 for the non-foils, and today you can find them for as low as $8.44. Lowest verified, Cafe Gaming, $8.94, about $9, half the price from what it was about a month ago at the peak before the restocks. You know, instead of paying $20 for your Whole New World, you can get them for $8 to $9 today. That is lovely. Love to see it. Maui's, same thing, no longer $12, $10, $15. They're as low as lowest verified is going to be, what is this? So sorry, lowest verified is actually going to be $10.50. But if we're going through non-verified sellers like we've been talking about, you can find them for $7 with $1.22 shipping, $8. So less than $10 if you want to go through a non-verified seller, but I'd say $10 if I was personally selling it myself, or if I was valuing it. Be prepared, going to be sitting at a nice $8.99, almost $10 again by A plus cards for the non-foils. Some nice staples, like I said, you're going to want to use these. You're going to want to have them now that the card prices are kind of dipping, because you're probably going to play them next format too. Cards like the Queen Castle seeing a lot of play this format. I think they're going to see play next format. Lowest verified today is going to be $4.99 with $1.22 shipping, which is cool to see because these were selling for around, yeah, like around $4.50. So they're getting close to like $5.50 again, which is nice. Queen's Castle, about $5. Cursed Merfolk, also a great staple in Emerald. Lowest verified today is $3.16, almost $5 considering you have to pay that $1.22 in shipping. And the cold foils are still kind of pricey, and I do think they're going to be relevant next format as well. $6 with $1.50 shipping by Maddie Collectibles for the Cursed Merfolk. I also want to go over Piglet. This card is super cheap right now. I think this card's kind of slept on. The cold foils today are going to be as low. Oh, this is the non-foil. Non-foils are going to be as low as a $1.64, and the cold foils are going to be around the same price, $1.75 with $1.22 shipping. You know, you're only paying around 10 cents more for the cold foil for this card. So if you were planning on using this with one of your decks next format, you know, I think it's pretty cheap right now, and the cold foil price is basically the same price as the non-foil price. Madame Medusa, these cold foils are around $8 to $10 now. Lowest verified today is going to be by Primary Enforcer for $4 and $5 shipping, so that's around $9 for the lowest verified cold foil Madame Medusa. While Madame Medusa is kind of high, I think cards like Ursula Deceiver are pretty low. If you want a cold foil of Ursula Deceiver, it's only $2 with $1.22 shipping. I think that's really cheap. $3 for a cold foil staple in Emerald, and I'm pretty sure you're going to want to be getting rid of Be Prepareds and Whole New Worlds during the Ursula's Return format, so, you know, why not get them now? And speaking of the Ursula's Return format, I just want to go over some quick reveals before we call it a day. Let's check it out. We have a new legendary reveal. This is Mickey Mouse Musketeer Captain. He's a 7 ink uninkable amber card. He has 3 strength, 6 willpower, shifts for 5, and has bodyguard and support. This dude is stacked. He has an ability that says when you play this character, if you used shift to play him, you may draw a card for each character with bodyguard you have in play. Okay, so we have that musketeer synergy, being able to draw cards if you have some body cards in play. Unfortunately, you do have to shift onto a Mickey Mouse to gain that extra ability. If not, he is just a 7/3/6 with a bodyguard and support, which isn't too bad, but it's not too good when Madame Medusa can just eat that up, right? For a legendary, I was hoping he'd be a little more strong, or hoping he'd be at least inkable. But let's go on to our next one, Cinderella Melody Weaver. This is our other legendary for Amber in this set. This is going to be a 5 inkable character, 1 strength, 5 willpower. She's a singer 9. Oh my gosh, singer 9. Whenever this character sings a song, your other princesses get +1 lore this turn. Wow. Okay, not bad. Being able to give all your princesses +1 lore in the turn sounds actually kind of broken. If you're playing a princess deck, imagine you're playing Moana, the Amber Moana, and you can make her quest for 4 or something. That seems pretty rad. A singer 9. Wow, that means this one Cinderella can sing Be Prepared all by herself. She can sing Under the Sea, which is the new Emerald card that that removes cards from the field. So this card has a lot of high potential. I like this for a legendary, most definitely. We do have a Cinderella already, like the ballroom sensation. They look like a very similar card. That's my only qualm with this. Other than that, I think it's pretty cool. Tuk Tuk Lively Partner. This is a 3 inkable ruby character, 2 strength, 3 willpower. Tuk Tuk has evasive and an ability that says when you play this character, you may move him and one of your other characters to the same location for free. The other character gets +2 strength this turn. Oh my goodness, this card is broken. Right? Like, I'm not just tripping. This card is good. This card is pretty good. You play a location like Pride Lands on... You play like a character on turn 1, a Simba. You play Pride Lands on turn 2, or something. And then you play Tuk Tuk turn 3. You move your character to the Pride Lands and you give him plus couple strength. That's kind of nice, right? Even playing him like on turn 4 or 5, 6, moving a character to a location for free, just... That's kind of nice. I like that. Tuk Tuk. High potential in my opinion. And then we have Triton over here. This dude looks cool. He's going to be a 3/3/3 character, uninkable. It has an ability that says Exert. Banish one of your items, gain 3 lore. That's always nice. And then Prince Philip, Warden of the Woods. He's a 4 uninkable character, 3 strength, 4 willpower. Your other characters gain ward, so it's like a small Aurora ability, and he quests for 2. So not a terrible ability. Not sure if you need this in Emerald, but Ursula's Return hitting shelves on May 17th. My goons, remember, these pre-orders, these prices for the pre-orders are a little inflated. You're better off just picking up the cards when they come out on the day of, ordering them that day. All these pre-order prices are going to come down for the most part. The booster boxes are still pretty cheap. You can find them for around close to MSRP, but all these singles, these prices are definitely coming down when the set comes out. But if you are interested in Ursula's Return, like I said, less than MSRP right now for the pre-orders, but this price will probably come down too. But until then, my goons, remember to stay tuned to Lorcana Goons. Hit like, comment, and subscribe. It does support the channel. I do appreciate it. We will see you goons next time. Remember to come back on Friday. We do these every Monday and Friday. Market Watch, Lorcana Goons. See you goons next time.